How's it going, everyone? It's Johnny Beard here with another episode of the Streamer Stories podcast. We've had the privilege and the pleasure to speak to certain guests a second time. And this time, I've got another one who is a wonderful being I love to call, and everyone else does call, GeorgieeGames. There she is. Hello!
Hello!
It's so good to have you back on the podcast.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be back.
Oh my goodness.
Hello!
It's been 2.5 years since I wouldn't say since we last spoke, but since on this type of format, Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while. It's been that's a long time. My gosh.
So much has changed.
So much has changed. So much has happened.
I mean, I don't know if you have had the time to look at it yet, because I know you're very busy. But I had a little look back on the episode recently because I was preparing for today, and it fascinated me when I was watching. You were like, "Hi, I'm GeorgieeGames, and I'm a horror streamer," and I'm like, "What?" I was like, "What's happened there?" But we'll answer that question in a bit.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what happened. I don't know. Ooh,
what happened next?
2.5 years. Oh dear, yeah. 2.5 years. Yeah,
Goodness.
Long time.
It is. It feels like a lifetime. So, Georgie, thank you so much for popping back on. One thing that hasn't changed is just how wonderful you are as a streamer and a content creator. You are, even though the medium might have changed, you're still, if not more entertaining than you've ever been. Thank you for doing what you do. So,
Oh, thank you that's so sweet. Thank you very much. I was going to say exact same thing back to you. Absolutely wonderful. So thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me back as well. It's very exciting to be back and get to have more chats with you because we had an absolute laugh last time. So I'm excited to get into it this time. Let's go.
100%. But I know who you are. I know a lot of people do on the internet. But for those who don't know, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, no, they don't know.
Right.
Straight in. Hello, I'm GeorgieeGames. I kind of dabble in horror, kind of, but we'll get into that. But I'm a kind of gaming content creator and voice actor over on YouTube mostly. But, I dabble on the other platforms nowadays, multi-platform person I am. So yeah, if you want to check out my channel, it's GeorgieeGames. I'm on a few different socials. So yeah, feel free to check out some of the stuff I'm playing and stuff. It's a lot of fun.
100%, and content creation and a lot of reaction videos as well. A lot of, and you don't discriminate. You used to discriminate for horror, but now. You like anything.
Now it's everything.
Yeah, just
anything. I'm like, horror who?
Yeah.
Who? Don't even know what horror game is anymore.
Yeah,
I'm just
give it to me. I will make a video on it.
yeah, that basically, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm things have changed. The content's changed, but we're still having a laugh. So,
Absolutely.
That's the main thing.
What did change then initially? And because last time we spoke, on the podcast, it was 2.5 years ago. You were at that point predominantly Twitch, and you were dabbling on YouTube a little bit, and it was definitely much more reaction content there and then. I know you do a lot of it still to a point, but it's definitely shifted in a different direction, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So what was it that changed?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think for me, what it was when I was on Twitch, I was doing horror game stuff, and especially because, started around the time where COVID was. So everyone was indoors and I was doing kind of variety, but a lot of horror was in there and I was putting a lot more focus onto the horror. But the thing that kind of really got introduced to me was gacha content. Right. So I started doing Genshin, I was streaming Genshin and I found some success with that. So I was doing reaction content over on YouTube, and let's be honest, it was a variety of things I was reacting to. It was music stuff, League of Legends stuff, and then Genshin stuff. And I started branching out to other gachas, and it got to the point where I was trying to make the decision whether or not to make the move to YouTube as one platform, because I was working at the same time, full time. So I had very limited time anyway. So after, lockdown was over and we were all able to be out, I was working a lot more, and I just had to basically make a decision about the way I was going to spend my time. And that was a really tough decision, because I was like, do I continue streaming on Twitch or this success that I'm seeing on YouTube? Because I was finding a lot more success with my content on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Do I focus on that? So I chose to do the YouTube and really kind of put myself into that and give that a go. And then it was, do I try live streaming on YouTube with these kind of gacha games that are becoming available, and so I gave it a go, and I found some like relative success with that, which is kind of continued to this day. But it did also get to the point where I think it was last year where I kind of was sitting and thinking about it, because I was only really at that point doing reaction content and gacha content. So for example, like Limbus Company, Arc Knights, like Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, I was doing a lot of these gacha games. And the thing about gacha games, as much as I love them, is they don't always have an ending. So one of the great things about games and the RPGs and horror games and things like that is you can play 20 hours and finish a story. And I was really missing that. So like last year I made the decision to go back and actually start doing playthroughs of games. And it did start a little bit before last year, but like last year I really was like, I am gonna be doing playthroughs of some series. And same again, I found some relative success with that, but also a huge enjoyment in like going through these entire stories with an audience, whether it was just a playthrough, like a let's play or a stream. And it was great. I really enjoyed doing that. So I'm kind of now making this shift back round where I'm actually finding myself playing like less gacha now and getting back more into these games that have this like completed story that I can enjoy and get this satisfaction of putting 100 hours into a game and then finishing it and then being able to put it down and play something else. So I've had like a real roundabout with it, but with that then I'm coming back to horror because I'm now playing more horror games again that have these stories. So it's kind of like I'm just sort of like shifting around the gaming genres at this point, but I am starting to do more horror stuff because I really enjoy it. Like a horror game I played recently, Signalis. Such a good game. It was fantastic. Loved that game. It was amazing. I did Mouthwashing.
What a game.
Beautiful game. I loved it. Oh my god, I was obsessed. Like, I did recently play Doki Doki Literature Club.
I've been seeing I love that game. Sorry, you go.
I've never played it before, and it was on my list for so long, and I was like, how is this game, like, free? Like,
right?
Crazy! But, like, there's such good stories, and there's some really interesting horror games coming out, like, in the future that I'm kind of keeping an eye out for. But, yeah, this, like, love of horror that I've always had is, like, coming back around, which is really nice. But unfortunately in the gacha genre, apart from I'd say Limbus Company, there isn't a great amount of horror gacha out there. It's just like there's not a lot. You'd think there'd be more. Like there are a few games that dabble in it, but it's not like a focus of many games. Like you don't have like a Resident Evil gacha game, like unless they do, which could be happening. I don't know. Maybe one day, but
you never know. You never know.
But yeah, like there's not many games like that. So yeah, it's like I'm liking being able to like come back around to the horror genre through like these playthroughs again.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
For me, because I'm biased, but but
understandably.
But that's the thing, right? Some of our favorite content creators and YouTubers or Twitch streamers, no matter who it is, right? You can't help it. Like, again, that's one thing I love about doing this podcast is that I speak to some of my favorite content creators, and you have always been one of them. And like, I don't equally like. I'm like in a certain way because I'm specifically interested in that genre. It's exciting for me. Let's go. And when you've seen your clips have just been constantly on my feed about Doki Doki because obviously my algorithm is like GeorgieeGames and Doki Doki, so like this is a match made in heaven for my algorithm. So it's like, oh hell yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving your reactions to it. It's such a good game.
It's such a good game. It's so good. I really have sat on that for far too long because it's older now. Like that game's going back a bit now. But yeah, honestly, there are some like really great horror games out there. And the thing I love about the horror genre is it tells a story in a way that makes you face things that you wouldn't face in other scenarios. Like it's like a lot of these worlds are like warped and a bit twisted, and it's not a way that like you would think. So you have to deal with something that almost puts you out of your comfort zone. And I don't think there's any other genre that really does that as well as horror does, which is why like I love horror. And same with like horror movies. Like it's a genre that I've really dived into because the storytelling is so different from any other genre. Like give me a sci-fi horror and I'm there. Love it. It's great.
Amazing. One thing I was listening back to our podcast chat 2.5 years ago, and again looking at your journey since then, is like, oh my God, Georgie, you bloody love your video games, don't you? You know, and like you're so intelligent and well, yeah. There's a lot of people say like I like video games, right? But like respectfully, you fucking love video games. You know, I love that about you, and your enthusiasm came out really well 2.5 years ago. Check out that episode if you haven't already. You know, this is like part 2 of that. So you know, talk to us about that. Is this a journey in itself? Like, what is it about video games that you think that you're drawn to and love?
Oh, that's a good question. I think a lot of it for me is how in depth you can get into characters and stories and world building when you've got a game where you've got 100 hours to play with. Like the amount of detail that you can really get into in those types of games. I mean, I grew up on like Final Fantasy, you know, like Final Fantasy like 7, 8, 9, 10, like 13 at a push. 50, you know. Starting behind 12 I'm not going to include, controversially. But yeah, I know. Everyone has opinion on 12. I think 12's the one that everyone talks about. But, you know, like, for example, like, how much we learn about those characters on all those games, how much you end up caring about them, like, the worlds themselves, the detail, and just how much you can get invested. Like, I love that. I mean, you can get the same things from, like, movies and TV shows and other forms of media, but I think there is something different about a game and doing it yourself and putting yourself in to these, like, universes that you wouldn't get to experience like a different way if you were just watching it as a TV show, you know? So you get to be in there yourself, and that's what I love about it. You know, it's a fantastical world that you get to explore at your own pace and look at every single like nook and cranny if you want to. Like, great example, like the Dark Souls games. Like, there's so many things in there and so much lore, but you have to find it. It doesn't give it to you. You have to search for that. So you can put in 10 hours, or you can put in 100 hours, depending on what you want to do, and you can fight as many bosses as you like, or as few if you just want to speed run through it, and have a great experience. So that's what I love about video games compared to like other forms of media. You know, it's a lot of fun to get to spend that time and theorize. I love a good theorize. Love a good theory.
Yes.
Love a good game theory. It's great. I love it.
So, you mentioned Final Fantasy. We're gonna go straight into that if you don't mind. You know,
absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, again,
never gonna say no.
The developed opinions on Final Fantasy 12 and 13 can be found on previous episodes. We won't go there. But hence moving on to more recent Final Fantasy games. So have you played 16 yet? I haven't, just for context.
I haven't either.
No. Next question.
No, I haven't either. Yeah, I've heard it's great though, but no, haven't had the chance.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is. The problem is more the console, because I don't have a PS5 yet.
It's on PC.
I'm planning on getting one. Yeah, but the way a lot of these games going nowadays, you need the beefy consoles. You need the beefy PCs.
Goodness me,
you know,
right.
Yeah. You don't want to be playing it with lag. Like you want to enjoy the epicness of it, but you need the good consoles to do it. So yeah.
Playing with lag, I would not know what potato PCs. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyone? Janky streams.
I've got 2 right here.
Who's that guy? Don't come to my streams, guys.
Do it now. Well, not right now, but later.
Later, yeah. Okay, but then 7 Remake then and Rebirth. Like we haven't really touched about that. We didn't talk about Remake at all, and even though it came out like 2.5 years ago.
No, I don't think we did.
We didn't talk about it, so yeah.
No, interestingly, I have played it now. I've played Remake. Haven't played Rebirth yet. No.
Okay.
I have played Remake.
Okay.
I was very ill on my sofa one weekend.
Spoiler warning.
Okay.
Go on,
okay.
Go for it. Let's talk.
Yeah, I was very ill on my sofa one weekend, and basically was feeling a little bit sorry for myself, and I was like, shall I just put it on?
Yeah.
So I just put it on. It's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
I think they really did bring Midgar, isn't it? Midgar. So it has been a little while. Midgar to life, and I was surprised that it was all just like that whole game was just that area.
Yeah.
It really still shocks me to this day, and it makes me wonder in Rebirth how they've done it and where they went up to.
Yeah.
Because there was so much, and yeah, I don't know how that's like. I'm looking forward to playing it one day, but it's like I feel like that game's going to be massive.
Yeah,
like that's going to be a big game that's going to take a long time. Whereas the first game, obviously with Remake, I think it was a lot more streamlined. I didn't feel like there was a great amount of exploring you could really do. Like it was very much like this area and this area and this area, and I did enjoy it. I thought like the characters looked great, the voice acting looked great, but I didn't feel that explore feature that I really get from like the other Final Fantasy games, which I feel like is probably fixed in Rebirth because I think it'll be a little bit more open world.
Sure.
But I don't think Remake really had that, which I wasn't complaining about because the story's great and it has to be told to get to everything else. But yeah, it didn't kind of give me that because there was so little of it in the original game.
Yeah.
You know, like it didn't take up loads of time, and then there was so much time after that with everywhere else to explore. So yeah. But overall, it was enjoyable. Even like the combat, which I wasn't sure that I would like, I quite enjoyed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they did a pretty good job. But I'm looking forward to playing Rebirth. Like I will play it.
Yeah.
Like and seeing what they're going to do with the final one. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that, but I know they have made story changes.
Yes.
Because I had a friend that basically voice noted me being like, and I was like, okay. I'm a lady.
Literally just okay.
It's okay, I haven't played it yet. Cool. But they were just like, you're not gonna believe it. And I'm like, I will when I play it probably. But I haven't got there yet. Don't spoil me. But yeah, so I know they've made some like changes, but I'm looking forward to finding out what they are. But what did you think?
Well, I was going to say they did make some changes into Remake, didn't they? As well, the ending, of Remake, they
True.
Did. So on the so my opinions on Remake and Rebirth, spoiler free for Rebirth, obviously. Everything that Remake did good, Rebirth did better, and everything that Remake didn't do so well, Rebirth did it probably worse. In terms of like I was not a fan of the story changes like at all. So if you can imagine some of the stuff they've done with Remake, with some of the story changes and liberties and stuff like that, and some of the meta stuff, should we call it, because it was all there in Remake as well. So that's not a spoiler. That is exemplified in Rebirth. So
I see. Right.
They've doubled down on what they did, rightly or wrongly. But some people love the changes, and I was not a fan of them. But the actual game itself, Rebirth, is it's beautiful, well designed. Like you said, they fixed a lot of the stuff that was a bit less so, because Remake is very linear, isn't it? Yeah, that's so much less linear, so much side content. Arguably, some saying too much side content in Rebirth, to be honest with you.
Oh, so, interesting. Okay.
But I loved it. Everything was exemplified. Like all the really good stuff was much better, and then the stuff that people were contentious about, not so. Yeah, so I think I'll leave her at that. But I liked Remake. I had a lovely time with it. I played it during COVID, because it came out during literally like lockdown in the UK, didn't it? So like I spent I was like to my wife, I was like, this PS4 is mine for like the next week. I got my snacks. I was a proper little gremlin,
Little gaming gremlin. I will find all the achievements.
So yeah, that was. I had a great time.
Amazing.
Because we went from Resident Evil 3 Remake to Final Fantasy VII Remake in like a couple of weeks in lockdown. So I was over the moon. I love lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, Resident Evil 3 Remake in itself is a fun game to talk about.
Yeah.
To be fair, compared to Resident Evil 2 Remake, I mean, that feels like a whole discussion in itself, because 3 Remake plot changes. Same again.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of them. I didn't like the way they took that story compared to the original game. But it's a fun game to play. Like, if you want something like shootery and stuff, it's definitely fun.
It's a lovely short and sweet game, isn't it? Like, because it's too short. They cut stuff out of it, didn't they?
Yeah. But they cut too much out, like the good stuff out, which was like, why? Why would you? Why? But no, there's some good remakes coming up as well, and some other ones that have already been out, which are pretty great. So they've been kind of killing it with these remakes lately. I'm pretty happy.
Well, speaking of remakes, though, are you looking forward to getting the new Danganronpa 2 for 2?
Can't wait! Can't wait! I'm so excited. Have you played the Danganronpa games?
I've played 1 and 2.
So you've played 2? Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so no fear of spoilers, but I won't give too many. But yeah, from what I know, basically they're like retelling the second game, but with different, perpetrators and victims and everything. So how, considering the end of that game, how that is going to work, no idea. I'm so curious. And it's either going to be amazing or awful, depending on what they choose to do and who they choose to kill off and keep. Because, and then, like, how they choose to explain the end of that game in context. Because theoretically, there's certain people that would need to be safe by the end of the second game for the ending to still make sense, which means if they're not, they would have to rewrite the ending. So, which then in itself is like, well, then, for the lore of Danganronpa, how does that make sense? So it's, I'm really looking forward to it. I was really surprised to hear that they were doing it.
Yeah. I've been like,
really
when's the new Danganronpa coming out? And then we went out, not yet, we're doing this. It's like, oh, okay.
No. Well, the other game that, I don't think it was done by all of the team that did Danganronpa, but Tribe 9. Right. Did you hear about that?
No.
It was like a gacha game. It had a very similar art style and stuff to Danganronpa, but it's just been shut down.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it didn't take off very well, and I think they had some issues. But in regards to like the actual story and things like that, it looked really good. It was really interesting, like the concepts and stuff. But I think it might have been better off if they had just released it as like a game instead of trying to do a gacha game. So I'm kind of hoping they come back with it as like a full game release, because the concepts and the lore are really interesting. But it is a shame. But I'm glad to see that they've got something going. You know, like Danganronpa 2x2, and then they've done the 100 line. I don't know the full title, but there's like another game that they've brought out as well, which looks really good, and I'm looking forward to playing that as well. It's like 100 line Defense Academy or something. Okay. That's on a similar vein to Danganronpa. Right. But yeah, it looks good. Like, I'm excited to play that one too. That came out like a couple of months ago, I think.
Right. Did you ever play the Zero Escape games?
I didn't. I've been recommended them a lot. Yes. As people are saying after I finished Danganronpa, that's like those and like Nonary, I think it's called, the Nonary game. Oh, is that the same? Okay, right, okay, well then I've been doubly recommended.
Yes.
Because people have been like saying Nonary or like Zero Escape. Those that's been recommended to me a lot. People are like, you'll really like these games.
I would do the way around. I played the Nonary games Zero Escape series first, then I was like, oh, play Danganronpa if you like those. It's like, oh, okay. And I was like, holy shit. Because it was like so much visual novel in my face. I was like,
yes,
I'll take a break. I'll play Danganronpa 3 at some point down the line. I just haven't got back to it. So
no. Well, that's the one I'm currently playing, Danganronpa 3.
Oh, okay.
It's good, but it's intense. Okay. Without spoilers. And I haven't finished it yet, but it's very good. I would recommend Danganronpa 3. It kind of separates off from the rest of the series, so it's not linked directly. So it's one like, if you wanted to play like a one-off, you could probably get away with playing that one on its own, but you've played the other two, so that doesn't really matter. And then I played the controversial one, which is Ultra Despair Girls, which is kind of like, it reminds me of like the old school like PS2 like kind of shooter, like Resident Evil kind of game. It was like, but instead of zombies, it's like Monokumas. It was enjoyable, but definitely I can see why it's controversial. It's got some topics and themes that are very dark even for Danganronpa. It was dark.
Yeah, I started it and I never really got far in it. I think that was again the point where I was cutting off. It's like, I need to play these later. I just never got to it. Yeah. It feels like Ultra Despair Girls almost feels like the Dirge Cerberus of the Danganronpa series.
Yes, that's a great way to describe it, but with a lot more controversy.
Yes.
Dirge Cerberus is a great, like, Vincent. Yes, give me more Vincent, please. It's definitely one of those where, like, if you like the story and you want more of the story, it's worth playing. But if you're just playing it because you think you have to play it for the full Danganronpa experience. I mean, I enjoyed it personally. I really liked playing it. I thought it was a really good game. There was one thing that I definitely do not think should have ever been in it, which I probably am not going to say. But if anyone knows the game, they'll know what that is. But I think, overall though, the Danganronpa games are definitely very enjoyable. I'm looking forward to the Nonary ones because people have been comparing it so much. So I'm looking forward to checking out those because,
excellent,
should be fun.
So anyway, let's get excited. So we touched upon Resident Evil before. We can now go into some of that direction. You mentioned on the podcast. I don't know if had the moment to look back on it. But you mentioned I've never beaten Resident Evil 1 yet. I've still haven't beaten it. So I thought I'd ask you the question now. Have you beaten Resident Evil 1 yet?
No! Look, Resident Evil 1 is a special game. It is those what they called the Crimson Heads, right?
Yes,
it's Crimson
yeah,
Heads,
yeah.
I think. Yeah, I was gonna call them Red Heads. That's not no Crimson Heads. They are interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like them, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping they'll do a remake.
I've said this on the new RE
In all
engine.
honesty, yeah,
I think it'd
like
be great.
you've got it.
Yeah.
You've made multiple. Like, where's my why skip 0 and 1?
Yeah.
Like, especially 0. Actually, 0 would be great. Like that would be fun. Especially apart from the train bit.
Rumor is 0 is. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Code Veronica's also up there, so who knows?
Code Veronica, 100%. That needs to be. Oh, that needs something.
Yeah.
Agreed, completely. But yeah, I kind of am sort of hoping they'll announce a remake, so I can kind of be like, oh, I'll just play the remake.
Yeah.
And then I don't need to play the original, like finish it.
No,
but
I'm gonna keep asking you every 2.5 years.
I mean, yeah, I'm like, I don't even create content anymore. What?
Yeah. I'm retired.
About this, like, stream it.
I'm just gonna be commenting on every video.
Yeah.
Have you played RE1 yet?
You just like, have you played that? I finished RE1. I'm finished. I'm not.
You'd be like, yeah, I've done it. Yeah.
You'd be like, I can see on Steam you haven't got this achievement for finishing the game.
We're friends on Steam. Yeah, I'd be like, hang on a minute. I did it on console. I did it on my GameCube, Johnny. I did it on my GameCube.
Yeah, I got it on PS1 actually. Can't prove anything.
See, it's on the memory card, but you can't take it, can you? Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's like, nah. But absolutely just not. No, I do want to finish it though. But I think, part of me is kind of hoping they do announce remake, and then I'll be like, yeah, I'll do remake. But I think if they don't, I think because I'm so excited for Resident Evil 9, I kind of want to go back and play the other games before that comes out.
Yeah.
Especially Outbreak and File 2. I want to get hold of copies of them.
Yeah.
So bad. File 2 is like my favorite Resident Evil game. Like, I am horrified I don't have a copy anymore. I don't know where it went. I've lost it. But yeah, I really want to play like all of them again. So I feel like Resident Evil 1 is probably like I need to, because I've definitely finished 0, but I didn't finish 1, and I think it's the only one I haven't finished. So I think I need to like finish it.
Yeah.
But I'm sort of like, ugh, it's so hard. It's just such a hard game.
That's fascinating. I think that's a really fascinating bit of Georgie lore that I was not expecting to have today. That your favorite Resident Evil game is Outbreak 2. Like that was quite interesting.
Well, I honestly though, I played that game so much growing up. Like, oh my gosh, I think that's a fantastic game. Like, I will stand that game forever. Did you play it? Like, did you ever get to play that?
No, I played a little bit of the first one. But, yeah.
Right. Oh no, I was obsessed. Like File 2 is great. Like, I just love the aspect of like you get to form your own little team, and then they each have like a special little ability. And I always used to play, I think her name was Yuko, and she had like a backpack, and she was like a student, I think, and she was so helpful because she could carry so much stuff. It was incredible. And yeah, it was, and then everyone else would just be doing all the combat, and then Yuko would occasionally just run in and like hit something with a pipe and then run away. It was great. Like they were really fun games. Logically, they technically don't really make sense because you kind of have to like complete the level before the infection takes over. But technically, if you completed the level, the infection would have taken over eventually anyways. How would you be in the second level? Yeah. So logically, it kind of doesn't make sense, but like they are a lot of fun. Like I hope they do remakes of those one day. That'd be amazing.
Be interesting what Requiem brings, well, post Requiem, because if it's gonna happen after Requiem.
Yeah. Have you gotten to try Resident Evil 9 yet?
No, I haven't. No, I do this thing where I might watch the first few like 2 or 3 trailers, right, and then I stop. So I watched like the first 2 trailers, and the first, I think it was like a 10-minute video of like the first like 10 minutes of gameplay or something like that. I watched that and I was like, right, that's it. That's my fill. I'm now going to wait for the game. So I've been as tempting as I've been, like, no, don't do it, Johnny. No.
Yeah. I went to Gamescom just a couple months ago and I got to try it.
Nice. Yeah.
terrifying.
Okay.
That was my spoiler-free review. Terrifying, and I was stood in a room with all these other people trying it, and I screamed.
Did anyone else scream?
No, it was just me.
Okay.
It was. Well, it's because like the setup they had these like giant like HD like must have been about 50-inch televisions. You each had one, and then you were like stood in front of it playing. So it was right in your face.
There. Jesus, yeah.
Right there, like absolutely just terrifying. But it was great. Like Gamescom, like the Resident Evil booth at Gamescom was so crowded. It was crazy. The queues to get in, people were so hyped. But like when you played it, you know, you can see why.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good.
Kind of reminds me of like theme park vibes almost. Like you're queuing up. I'm getting that impression.
It kind of is. Yeah. It kind of is. Like I would recommend going to Gamescom, by the way, if you've never been. It's in Cologne. Do it once a year, usually in like August.
Okay. Yeah.
Very enjoyable experience. You basically go in and there's just all these different booths for all these different games companies, and you can just like go and try the games and stuff, and then you usually like you could do things to get rewards, and then like I've walked off with like t-shirts, posters, like badges, like free drinks, free food, like all sorts of things. There's loads. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, it's a real, and then just, but the main thing is getting to try all these games and meet the like creators and developers of these games, and they do like talks and stuff. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I got to try like a few really good games this year, but Resident Evil was definitely one of them. That was scary. It's gonna be terrifying.
Fair play.
I'm so excited.
I got another final Resident Evil question for you, which is simply ask you. I'm planning. I did a series of Resident Evil 5 playthrough. I did a Resident Evil 5 playthrough about 2 or 3 years ago, and I had every single stream. I had a different person joining me.
Oh, okay.
I would love to do it again next year. Would you like to join me?
Oh yes! I love that Resident Evil 5. Oh, that's so fun. Yeah, definitely.
You mentioned it on the last podcast that you really enjoy playing like a co-op of RE5. So it's like yeah, I was like,
I'm so down.
Gonna ask that, you know, and it's live and captured, so you can't get out of it. So you know,
I'll just be like dead again. Yay!
I'll turn it the comments. Have you played RE1 yet? When are we playing RE5? There we go. That's what I'll do. So.
That's what it'll be. Is I'll show up and you'll be like, you're playing RE1. I'm gonna sit in it until you're done. I'm gonna be like, what? No.
Oh my god. Okay, let's completely change direction then. So, do you have any video game collectibles?
Oh, do you mean like merch, or
do you collect stuff? Do you? Yeah, I mean, you got some lovely plants behind you, but I can see some little bits and pieces. So,
I've got some. Unfortunately, I'm kind of in the middle of moving house.
Yes.
So a lot of it is kind of packaged away at the minute.
Yeah.
Regressively, but I do. I kind of collect figurines. I have like a lot of badges. I always collect those. Some like, you know, a couple of plushies. You know, this one's from Arc Knights. Yeah. My boy. Oh my gal. Sorry, I should really say it's Dusk. Like, I have some stuff. Something I've really gotten into, and technically, I guess, not really class as video game collectible, but I've gotten into like TCG, like card games, hugely with Final Fantasy, like, massively. Like, I'm really into collecting like those cards. Nice. So like the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy, and then the Final Fantasy one themselves. Yeah, I've got quite a few of them, a couple of folders. And then just like some figurines and stuff. So nothing super crazy, but yeah, I think I am a little bit. Yeah.
If you could choose like one favorite collectible that you have, like you don't have to show it because I know it's packaged up possibly, like, but like, what would you say it would be if you could choose one?
See, I know what my favorite like anime one is.
Yeah.
Because like I basically went to a Comic-Con a couple of years ago, and I just randomly signed up for, so you know those One Piece figurines, or I think they do them for other things as well, where basically it's like half a human and half like a skeleton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those ones. So I won a competition where I won a giant Luffy, and it's signed by the person who designed it.
Nice. That's amazing.
So it was so like it's like a really special limited edition with like the signature on and everything, and I've not really got anything else like that. Wow. So that is kind of like my little pride and joy, and like that stays safe.
Yes.
Like that is packaged up really, like that is staying with me and staying safe. That's probably my favorite thing I have. But yeah, apart from that, it's probably, and probably a bit nerdy, but a couple of cards that I've got. I've got a few from Final Fantasy like 8 that are like the original card designs.
Oh, sweet. Oh, yeah.
Oh, they are so nice. Yeah, they are like lush. Like, they are really nice. And I got, actually, one of the Magic Gathering, I pulled a Vivi, but it's like one of the rare ones. Oh, it's stunning. Like, yeah. I love, and Vivi's obviously one of my favorite characters for Final Fantasy IX. So yeah, mostly like there's a few cards like that where I'm like, yeah, these are like my favorites. I'm currently after a Zell. I'm like, I need a Zell. Yeah. So nice. I've got a few like that where I'm like, I've got like a really nice like Sifa card that's like a Surge Foil. Love that one. Yeah. So a few things like that, I would say, but that Luffy figurine is probably like my pride and joy out of like all my collectibles. Yeah.
I always wished, like back in the day, that you could actually play Triple Triad with your friends. Like, I know technically, I think in Japan they'd release some exclusive stuff, but not properly worldwide and stuff. And I was always like, so sad because I always thought I'd kick every one of my friends and family's butts with it. You know. Just,
same. And in all honesty, same again. That's another remake that I'm still waiting to hear about.
You never know.
Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still waiting for that because I want that updated card game. Like, as in a version of that I can just play for 10 hours because it's going to be so fun.
Yeah, for sure.
I need that. It's going to be good. Yeah.
So, as a game that comes to mind that you would say maybe would be like the hardest game you've ever played, like, and it can be so it can be like an older game that was like ridiculous because games are harder generally back then, or anything more recent.
That's a good question. Well, one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in a game, and I don't think I've ever finished it, is I used to achievement hunt quite a lot when I had my when I was playing on my PlayStation.
Right, yeah.
And that skipping Final Fantasy IX bit, we had to do this
1,000 skips, yeah.
I've never even finished it. I got real close once.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I got to about 800 and something, I think.
Oh my god.
And I couldn't believe it. But then, you know, when you begin to know that you're getting, like, really close to like, doing it, and then you, like, start getting nervous, and then I dropped my controller.
Oh, no! No!
It's like, I'm done! I'm done with this game! I'm done with my life! I'm done! Like, and then I tried to do it again, I got to like 10, and then he just falls over, and I was like, I'm done forever. Like, I'd even speedrun that game and got the like Excalibur like special Steiner sword, like that you get from getting it in less than 10 hours, like right to the end. I even did that. That skipping, that is one of the hardest. It's awful.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's cruel.
Yeah. It is. If you ever remake 9, if they include that, I'm gonna throw hands and then write a letter. To them be like, how dare you?
A Moogle Magnet letter, at least.
I'll be like, how dare you? Stiltskin, take my letter to headquarters now. I'll be fuming. But apart from that, I'm trying to think if there was like any. Dark Souls is always quite tough. That was a big adjustment for me playing the first one of that because I'd never really played many Soulsborne games before. So, like, any kind of Soulsborne is quite a challenge. I will say, though, recently, and to be fair, I mean, I have been playing this game for a while, and I don't know whether or not, you know, people will agree with this or not. Library of Ruina is a really tough game. It's so Limbus Company, which you may have seen me play or not, that's the gacha game made by the same company, and they have a prequel game that's just like a game that you can fully complete. But my god, that game is hard. It's tough. That is a really tough game, and it's because you've got to really get the mechanics down and really, really know how it works. You can't just like flub it or mash it. You can't do that. You've got to understand how these movesets work and how to implement them to counter what they're doing. It's tough. Like, I have spent a lot of hours trying to finish that game. I got it done, finally, but there was a couple of moments where I was like, I don't think I can finish this game. Like, this is genuinely... Because essentially, it's like a card game.
Right.
It's hard. Like, anyone who does not think that, like, Lob Corp, which is the other prequel game, and Library of Ruina are hard games, I mean, they're much better gamers than I am, because those are hard. Like, essentially, they're like the Soulsborne of card games.
Right. Okay. Goodness me. Wow.
But they're really good. Like, the stories are incredible. So I would so recommend them. But also, be prepared for like an experience where you're tearing your hair out because it's tough, but it's worth it. Like, it's so worth it because the story's that good. So yeah, probably Library of Ruina is one of the toughest games I've played lately. That was hard. Like, yeah.
Goodness me. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you playing at the moment? And do you play games, for leisure, not for content? Like, where's your balance, I suppose, in terms of content creation versus, should we call it offline gaming? Yeah. And what are you playing at the moment?
So currently, well, I'll just swivel this way slightly because they're all kind of on here. So Persona 5, I'm currently playing. I'm nearish the end. I'm getting there, not quite there yet, but yeah, that Persona's been a big experience. I'm currently playing Ace Attorney. I'm near the end of the first game. I've a little bit of a break from it from the minute because they're quite long trials sometimes in cases, but they're pretty fun. I've also been playing. Where are you? Danganronpa, of course.
Yes.
I'm just about to start a playthrough of In Stars and Time, which I've had heavily recommended to me. Apparently that game is amazing. I've been playing a couple of like smaller games that I've had recommended for a while, so I kind of bought them when they were on like a Steam sale, and I'm now kind of trying to get around to playing them at the minute as well. So that was one of them, and I've just finished a playthrough of One Shot, which same again is a very fun more like indie game that came out a while ago. And then in regards to like games I play in my own time, I actually would say the amount of gaming I do in my own time has definitely decreased over the years. I used to do a lot more. I think because now I do a lot of gaming for a living, I guess, in a way, because I'm now currently like doing YouTube more full time. I don't play too much. I mean, at the minute I've been doing Remnant from the Ashes. I love that game. It's one of those that I can always revisit and just play a couple of levels of if I just want to have something fun to do.
Yeah.
And occasionally I'll pop into like Fortnite every so often and stuff. But I think, a lot of the time I just kind of try to do other things, so I'm not always gaming.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then with my gacha games, the two I kind of play the most are Limbus Company and Arknights, because there's like dailies that you can do for those, where like things that you can do just like every day to like level up characters and sort things out. So I do like those, but usually I'll be like watching something as well. But yeah, not as much as I used to.
Yeah.
No, nothing I'm really playing at the minute that's like just me playing it.
Yeah.
In general, but yeah, not much at the minute, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, it's that balance, isn't it? Where you've got to be like, again, especially when it's part of your job almost, isn't it? Your work. So yeah, it changes everything, doesn't it? So
yeah, I think though it's one of them where when you really enjoy playing them, like Persona, for example, I'm having a blast. But if I sat and just filmed 5 hours Persona, I'm just sitting and filming, like playing a game for 5 hours. Like, but I'm still playing the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, so for me, I'm kind of like, well, that's cool. I've played a game. Sweet. Now I get to go and like do something else. But it's like, it doesn't like feel like work in a way. Like the after bit does a bit when you're editing it and doing all the thumbnails and everything. But like when I'm just sitting and gaming, it's like I'm just playing the game because I want to play it anyway. So yeah, so it doesn't really necessarily feel like work. But then I'm kind of like, well, then I don't want to go and play like something else for like another 5 hours because I've just played something for 5 hours. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely that balance. But yeah. So
no,
it's enjoyable.
I did live Persona 5. I didn't finish it. It's a bit of a tragic story, but basically I basically got about 100 hours into it, and then my kids like dropped my PS4 on the floor.
I think I'd cry.
It was shock. I was so shocked. I was like, I've never returned to it because like it was like one of those like, yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you though, because like that's so long to have put into it as well. I think I'm about at 100 hours myself. Like I'm just getting to that point.
Yeah.
The idea of someone just like breaking it and then it being got. Nah, I don't think I could go back. I think I'd be too upset.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's devastating. I mean, one day you'll go back. Maybe.
I would do want to stream it at some point, but again, long games, right? So Cloud Obscure, we talked about it just before we hit record. Like, I've played that on stream for 5 months. 5 months.
That's a long time.
And it was a wonderful 5 months, but it was 5 months.
Yeah. Well, I kind of have the same thing with like my playthroughs, even if I'm not streaming them, just like doing them. Like the Danganronpa games, I've been playing for like over a year. it can take a long time sometimes to get through these games. Like, they're fun, but like, oh my gosh, trying to, like, same again with Persona, trying to like cover that in videos. Like, the videos are starting to get longer and longer and longer as I'm trying to like get further, as I'm getting like further into the experience. But the videos kind of been quite long because it's such a big game. It's huge.
It's fascinating being a content creator, having that. Like, again, I know one of our mutuals. A shout out to it's Georgie. She was on the podcast about a year or so ago, and she was mentioning playing Red Dead Redemption 2 for like over a year on stream. It's a long time.
That's a long time. That's a long time.
And I'm like, how do people do it? Like, I was like, after 5 minutes, like, oh god.
You just like, please, I love this game, but at the same time, please end, please.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I get it. That I think though is the important thing of having variety though. Is having like, say like you do like Monday is Red Dead Day, but then like Tuesday is something else. Like, having that variety is so important because like if you're just playing the same game solid some people do. Some people do and they love it, but I couldn't do that personally. No. Like, I need to have that variety in just other games. But oh my god, a year. Yeah, that's a long time. Yeah, I've heard that's a very good game though. I haven't actually played that one myself, but I've heard it's good.
So I've got a slightly different question again for you. Yeah. So I don't know if this is maybe a bit of a weird question to ask, but I've got to ask it if you don't mind. With respect to your IRL doxing situation, but is there any story behind your username, or is it just?
In all honesty, not really. I genuinely can't really remember why. I think I was just going to be GeorgieeGames, but with one E, and then obviously that was taken. So I was just like, shove a second E in there, and then it worked and great. But I will say though, now that I've got this username, something that my friends in person do is they do, I don't know why, but it drives me up the wall, is they do this thing like, is that GeorgieeGames? Is that George? No. Every time they see me, they're like, is that the GeorgieeGames? Is that the GeorgieeGames? And I'm like, I'm changing my username, and I'm changing my name, and I'm changing my number. So bye. Like, get away. But they'll do it so loud as well. And I'm like, no one knows who I am. So this is just really disruptive and annoying. Can you stop? So that's something that my username now brings on. And obviously when I started doing content on Twitch is when like the It movies came out. So a lot of people were like, oh, Georgie, would you like a balloon? Would you like your boat? And I was just like, get away from me, Pennywise. I'm not interested. But so I nearly considered just changing my entire name. I nearly just was going to change it completely. So not really an interesting story about my name, but more like around what that's caused. Since, which you wouldn't really think my name would cause anything like that, but it's very annoying, so I'm sure my friends will be happy to hear that they've annoyed me this much. So
there we go. There we go.
Yep, it's probably going to get worse now. Perfect.
No, she does not like that. No. Oh man. So let's talk about YouTube then. So you've been on YouTube now, again, massive congratulations on obviously since we've spoken, hitting YouTube partner. Again, it probably feels like a bit of a time ago now, but like since then, obviously, like going full time, that is wonderful. I'm so heckin' proud of you.
Thank you.
It's wonderful. Is there like what do you prefer then in terms of like YouTube? Do you prefer the playing or do you prefer the editing? Like, how much is editing into for you? Some people love it, some people don't. Like, what is it for you?
I actually quite like the editing side of it. I obviously prefer the playing because, that's kind of why I'm there. But the editing side of things, it really, at first it was quite difficult because I didn't have anyone really to teach me how to do it. So I kind of had to figure it all out on my own. And I went through a couple of different programs, finally setting on, I use Lightworks currently, which I think will be changing again soon to maybe an Adobe one, but just depending on circumstances. But I had to kind of teach myself how to use it and figure all these things out. And as I've kind of gone on, I've kind of learned new editing techniques that I've kind of like added to things I've wanted to do in the video. Because I'm sure, as you know yourself, when you're editing a video, you will be like, oh, I wish I could do like a zoom in here, or I wish I could put like a special effect here or something here. And you can spend like an hour Googling how to do that thing and sometimes finding it and sometimes not. And I've always found that quite fascinating because it's kind of giving me like new skills that then I can use for other things. And so, I mean, I quite enjoy it. I'm definitely getting faster at it as well as I'm going on. I used to, let's say I film like a 3-hour video, I would edit for like 3+ hours.
Yeah.
Now I've got it down a lot more where I don't quite edit that much, but instead I kind of temper how I'm recording to make it easier for me when I'm editing. So the way I actually like make the videos now is like changing, and I'm always working on trying to make the videos better and make the content better and look better. I think that's been my biggest challenge, is the technological aspects of making your video better in like looking and framing and where you are in it and the actual gameplay better. And I think I mentioned this earlier, but like there's no one to teach you that stuff. You really are just learning it on your own. And I'm surprised that, well, I'm always surprised and very, like shocked that I've gotten to where I am with, I guess, the videos I've made, because I'm just sat here going, I think this is all right, probably. Click, click. Yeah, I'll probably be fine. And, for anyone to watch them, I'm always really just like grateful that like anyone gives them a go. But yeah, like I have no idea what I'm doing half the time. I'm just fumbling through and using what little skills I've kind of taught myself. Which is, to be fair, one of my big goals going forward is to like get better skilled so I can be making better content like going forward, but yeah, I definitely would say like I prefer the filming bit, because obviously then I get to play the game, but the editing has given me a lot that I didn't think, I guess I thought it would give me at first. Because I did think about getting an editor, but I just decided to keep doing it myself, and it's been pretty rewarding in its ways. So yeah, I'd say so.
I think, again, a massive credit to you, Georgie. Like, as I've known you now for some time, like you've always your personality and your positivity and your energy has always been there. Like, I think I said this again on the podcast, I listened back to it. I remember hearing this voice when we first played our first game of Crab Game. I remember that. Anyway, I was like, "Who's this?" Like, you've got this wonderful energy about you, and that is just, you can't put a price on that. Like, that's why people click on your videos, and that's why people stick with you, because you always have had that element. You can't teach that. Again, we're talking about things that you can teach. You can teach how to video edit, but you can't teach people who have got a natural, wonderful bundle of energy of a personality. So. You've always had that, and you're so entertaining. That's so nice, thank you.
I'm just like, this job, continue, just keep going. My head just inflates out the screen. Just continue, it's fine. No.
But no, it is.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thanks. That's really nice of you to say.
It's a massive testament to you. So, is there like a favorite video that you've worked on? Like, is there like a favorite? Or maybe a favourite playthrough on the channel. But sometimes a favourite playthrough doesn't always have to be like your favourite game, right?
100%, yeah. It's a good question. I've kind of dabbled in a few things, and I think for me, a lot of them are... It's more when I guess I do a video or a playthrough of something that I don't necessarily think will do that well. So, for example, when I'm like... going a bit off, like, for example, I guess, like, with that Doki Doki video I did recently, it's done really well, and I'm really happy people have responded to it, and a lot of people have been complimenting, like, my voice acting in that video, and so for me, as someone who's kind of working at being a voice actor, that means so much, because I'm working on that craft so much, and it's something I'm really trying to hone and train, and when you're having to come with voices off the cuff for these characters that you've seen 2 seconds of, it's challenging, but the fact that people were responding really well to that means a lot to me. Like, that's really validating to hear that this thing that I'm trying to work at is they're liking it, and so most of the time it's videos like that where I've, like, for example, like my mouth washing video, I loved playing that game. It was fantastic, and I was doing the voice acting for the characters, and I loved doing that. It was really great, and when you've got people that it's not necessarily a video that they expect to see from you, but when you just get that response from people of being like, oh my god, you're playing my favorite game, and oh my god, like, this content creator that I love is playing this, I'm so happy to see it. Those videos in particular, I think, are just always really special to me, because it's something that I don't think like people are expecting me to do, and sometimes even I'm not expecting to do, and I'll be like, screw it, let's just do a full playthrough of this game. And then when the community responds to that really just makes me so happy. So yeah, I think those videos in particular always have quite a special place, because I never really know how they're going to get like taken, and if people are going to respond to them or not respond to them, and I just don't know what's going to happen with them. So yeah, I think those in particular are always very, very special to me. But I would say in regards to like the live stream stuff that I do, Limbus Company has been a massive highlight of my live streaming career, I guess, on YouTube. There's one moment in particular I remember, and when you are a small content creator, when you get like 10 people watching, it's amazing. When you get 50 people watching, oh my god, 100 people, that's a dream. And I remember there was this one particular moment where it was something crazy was happening in Limbus Company, and I just look at the comments and someone goes, there's over 1,000 people watching you right now.
Wow, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. Like, I was sat there going, like, what? Like, that's, you know, and that's yeah, those moments really stick in your head because you're like, what are you lot all doing here? What?
Get out of my house.
What on earth is happening right now? Yeah. And so, like, moments like that where you just aren't expecting it and someone just says like, oh my god, there's 1,000 people, and I'm just there like, I could say something right now and 1,000 people would hear it.
Yeah.
That to me just, it doesn't matter how many subscribers I have. To me, that just gets me, you know, it's crazy. So like, Limbus Company has been one of those games where there's so many people so enthusiastic about the game and the lore and the theories and everything, and I'm so happy that they want to talk with me about that game. That any communication I have with them is it's just amazing. Like, they're such a welcoming, lovely community, and I am like so happy that they're like, we want to know what Georgie has to say about this thing, and they like come to my channel and they like are like, where's your reaction, where's this, where's your video on this, we want to see your live stream. And it's like, it's I don't know how else to describe it. It's so lovely. And yeah, that's probably been like the most like surprising game that has been just so welcoming. So it's pretty amazing.
Amazing. Goddamn. I always envision it when you mention numbers like that. Some people get like fixated on numbers and stuff like that, and I always say to them stuff like that, like, oh, I've only got 10 people watching me, and I'm like, can you imagine being in a room with 10 people watching you play a game? Like, you know, it's that people don't kind of realize that's like, that's a bit weird, right? Enjoy it, you know?
Yeah, it is like, if you were at work and 10 people were stood there, that's a lot of people. It's and so like, you even just having 10 people, it's like that's amazing, like that's great. 100%. And it's just it every time, it always just it gets me every time. I'm always surprised, and it's I don't I don't know if that'll ever stop, but like every time I'm like, what are you all doing here? Like, you know, what's happening?
I want to circle back and talk about, you mentioned mouthwashing, which again, I'm glad we've talked about how amazing that game is. So Critical Reflex, who made that game, they made a game this year called No, I'm Not a Human. I was wondering if that's been on your radar much, or
is that by them?
Yeah, same people. I mean,
I didn't know that was by them.
It's the same developer, same production, but it's not the same developer, different developer.
Right. Okay. Same production. Right. Okay. Well, to be fair though, yes, it is on my radar. I haven't played it yet though. I have been looking at it. What did you think?
It's my game of the year. Like, I mean, everyone's somewhat obscure. Like, for me, it's like between those two. But I tend to say No, I'm Not a Human because it doesn't tend to get for obvious reasons, the same attention Cloud Obscure's getting. So yeah, I absolutely loved it, and it's one of those games that you need to do multiple playthroughs to fully experience and fully. I mean, the game itself is only like about 40 minutes long anyway, to be honest, depending on what ending you get. So so it's not a massively long game, but there's like 10 different endings, and like there's so much lore.
I love games like that.
There's loads of extracting of lore in the game. If you just just dig through it, it's amazing. I think you will.
This sounds. Yeah, I was going to say, this sounds right up my alley. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm kind of here like, what time are we finishing?
Well, there's like about 40, 50 different characters in it, so voice acting galore, you know.
I'm just like, well, hang on a minute, because it is on my radar. I've not played it yet, but I feel like that might be one that, you know, maybe I will get around to that ASAP, because it definitely sounds like I said, I've seen it around and it definitely looks like my kind of vibe. But I love games with multiple endings. I mean, one that I didn't do it super long ago, but Slay the Princess. Have you ever played that game?
It's on my list. I need to play it.
You need to play it. It's that game is fantastic. And the voice acting in that game is so good. Oh,
Yeah.
incredible. Like, yeah, that game is brilliant. I also recently played Dispatch.
Oh, I need to play that as well. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great game, multiple endings. That's really good. Really, really good. Definitely, there's definitely, because it became so popular online, there's definitely a lot of discourse. So I would just try to play it how you want to play it.
Right. Yeah,
you know, don't let people sway your opinions, because there definitely are some choices that people in these communities do get very vocal about, and I've had a bit of that in some of my, like, you know, like, it's the nice thing about doing a Let's Play is that you don't really let people sway your decisions because you've already done it.
Yeah,
so,
true, yeah.
You know, so you're not, like, sat on a stream with someone telling you, like, you should do this, you know, like, yeah, so, but, yeah, I've heard that streams have been definitely an interesting place for that game, because there's people in the community that are very passionate about certain choices, and they obviously want to see your reactions to certain choices, but if that's not how you want to play, it's not how you want to play it, so you've got to play how you want. It's tough, definitely tough with choice-based and streaming. I will say. Yeah.
I've got a couple more questions, if I may.
Absolutely.
First question is just honest opinions, really. Like, what is your relationship with Twitch at the moment? Do you miss it much? You know, when we looked back on the previous episode, you were saying like it was like a hangout place for you. You know, and I you know, again, I'm not going to try and stray too much, but like I think we've had conversations where maybe it didn't feel like that maybe at one point. But what is your relationship with Twitch at the moment? Like, is it a better place or not so good?
Well, in all honesty, I have to admit I'm a bit out of touch with Twitch, in all honesty. I think I kind of stopped going on the platform a while ago. I do nip on occasionally to see, you know, like sometimes when like I see like a friend streaming or something like that. I'll be on there every so often, and I will sometimes, if I have a bit of time, sit in chat and, you know, but I think in all honesty, I'm a lot more out of touch of it than I used to be, so I don't really know what it's like. I've heard bits and pieces, but I don't really know what it's like as a content creator on there now. I don't know, like, I've considered it just like streaming one day and just seeing what it's like, because obviously, you know, I've got a channel on there, I do a followers on there, and I'm like, would people even remember, like, what would happen? I've been curious to be like, like maybe one day I should, but I just haven't really gotten around to it yet, and so I don't know whether or not I am fully prepared to make that commitment to go back either, because I think when you're a content creator on Twitch, you have to be making content, so you have to be able to stream a lot, and I don't know if this is something I've discussed really before, but I do have a medical condition that does make it sometimes really hard for me to sit for long periods of time without breaks, and sometimes I just have to, so I mean, I'm happy talking about it, it's not a problem. So I got diagnosed with endometriosis a couple of years ago, when I've had like a few surgeries for it and stuff, and sometimes just with like posture and things like that, I just it's strange, but sometimes I just get quite significant pain, so that was something that I found difficult. Was sometimes I used to stream when I was on Twitch for like 8 hours, 9 hours sometimes. I can't really do that now. I'm a lot more limited, which is why my streams are a lot shorter, because I need to make sure I'm taking breaks and, you know, if I need meds and anything like that. But when I'm doing a Let's Play, I can sit and film for 3 hours, and then I can have a 3-hour break, and then I can come back and film for another 3 hours if I want to, or I can just do it the next day, and just, you can pace it out, and then, so I think with Twitch, the problem is the main source of content on there is streaming. So if I'm struggling to stream as much, it's hard. Like YouTube, I'm currently on a little bit of a streaming break, so I haven't streamed in about a month, I'd say, at this point anyway. And but I still am creating a lot of content. So it's so so I would like to get on Twitch a bit more, but I haven't really found the space or time for it yet, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out my relationship with it. I think it's tough.
It makes a lot of sense. No, totally. It's got to suit your lifestyle, hasn't it? Like, you know, definitely. You know, and thanks for bringing that up in terms of like endometriosis. You know, I did some fundraising for Endometriosis UK a year or two ago. Me and my son did, actually. So again,
thank you. That's brilliant.
Supporting the ladies, you know, it's a massively undiagnosed condition. I'm aware of it. So I hope, and thank you for sharing that. You know, I hope you're doing okay with that. You know.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
So, final question. Just a simple, nice question is, what message would you like to give to your community? Like, is there a message you'd like to say to people who support you on YouTube, you know, on socials, just generally with the wonderful content you're creating for us all?
Yeah, I'm always a bit funny about things like this because I always get a bit like I don't know, like I don't always tend to be super serious. I think a lot of the time
Yeah.
when it and I never kind of do videos like as you know, like people are like, oh, I've hit this amount of subscribers, so I'll do like a Q&A, I'll do these kind of videos. I never really do those kind of things, and I'm a bit I'm like, I don't know, I'm like, I don't like the focus being on me,
Yeah.
which sounds weird when you're a content creator and you've got a channel, but I'm like, oh no, like it's about all of us and it's about the game, and you know, we'll focus on that, you know. So, but you know, I think I do try to say it when I can, but I'm like so grateful to anyone that just like checks out my content, supports any of it, like likes anything. Like I'm honestly so grateful. I still don't know why people do. You did give me some reasons for, but you know, like I think it's one of those things where I am just doing something I love and putting it out there, and the fact that people respond to that and comment at me and want to talk to me about it, I'm like so grateful for all of that support. It really does mean a lot. I think sometimes maybe I don't get that across enough. Like it means so much, and I am just so happy that like people want to watch my videos. Like it's just it's great, and it's really just it shocks me every time. You know, and yeah, so just like thank you to all to, like the community and everything. Like I really am grateful, and I hope that I can continue to make content that you guys are gonna love, and I'm working on some stuff that I'm hoping people are gonna love, and yeah, hopefully there'll be some more things to look forward to, or that you want to see coming soon. And yeah, thank you just so much for supporting the channel. Like you know, it's I'm really grateful, you know. Yeah.
You're such a wonderful being. You
Oh,
really
thank
are.
you. I'm just so awkward. I'm like, thanks. See you later.
You're your wonderful, authentic self. Like honestly, yeah, you really are.
Thank
You
you.
know, it's great to chat to you for the last hour again. You know, and again, just seeing that journey, it fills me with such just such joy seeing people who really work hard and deserving the opportunities they get. So
Oh, thank you. It really, really means a lot. You are so lovely, and thank you so much for having me on again. I really appreciate it. It's been lovely getting to chat, and yeah, I'm excited to do Resident Evil 5. Woo!
Yes, you heard it
Yes!
again. It's twice now.
Okay, Resident Evil 1.
There'll be timestamps on this video.
Hold her accountable. Make her do it.
Oh, Georgie, thank you again. Do you want to one more time just plug where we can find you on your socials?
Yeah, so currently over on YouTube, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Twitter, and I've got Discord as well. But yeah, Discord server, which obviously people are welcome to join. You can find all of it over on my YouTube channel, GeorgieeGames. Got links on there and everything. And yeah, so just Georgie, but 2 A's, games. So yeah, look out for chaotic content coming soon. Woo!
Definitely. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Hell yeah!
Thanks so much again. And thank you for watching / listening. I'll catch you on the flip side. Much love. Take care. Bye-bye.